Welcome. This is the second part in our video series, Vedic Philosophy, Finding Meaning and Purpose in Our Daily Life. Vedic philosophy is a collection of knowledge derived from ancient texts called Veda and a large body of scriptures derived from the Vedas. The Vedic philosophy starts with the great pronouncement. It's called Grand Pronouncement Mahavakya. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam Brahmamaya. We looked at this in our previous video segment titled, What is Brahman? Brahman is a concept, a framework to bring cohesion, inclusiveness in all that we know. Brahman is beyond our cognitive abilities. Brahman enables our cognitive ability or consciousness. Hence, the grand pronouncement, consciousness is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma. As a next step, Vedic philosophy also provides a simple framework to study, analyze, observe, and engage any aspect of the universe that is cognitive. Whatever we see, perceive, feel, think, and do in personal and professional life. In summary, Vedic philosophy states that everything in the universe exists in 5 layers or conditions called Pancha Kosha. The first layer is material layer or Annamaya. The second layer is a living or layer of living beings, Pranamaya. Layer of human beings with their mind and hence the thoughts, feelings, and emotions is the Manomaya. The fourth layer, called Vijnanamaya, or the layer of scientific inquiry, is the layer of reasoning and logic exercised by the human mind. It's also known as Vijnanamaya. We'll look at each one of these 4 layers in some detail. Then we shall look at the 5th layer, known as the layer of bliss, Anandamaya. The first 4 layers may be simple and direct and easy to relate to. The 5th layer, layer of bliss or Anandamaya, may be more metaphoric. We shall look at this 5th layer in detail near the end of this short video. First, the layer of material objects or Annamaya. Everything that we know of is a solid, liquid, gas, plasma. They're all material objects. Subatomic particles, atoms, molecules, crystals, polymers, stone, minerals, wood, lumber, steel, beams and structures, buildings and bridges, car, ships, plane, I can go on. All are material objects. Worms, microbes, all that creep, swim, fly, run, hibernate, all the seeds that germinate, the plants, trees, forests, all are material objects. Is there anything that you know which is not a material object? Perhaps not. You might say about me, am I a material object? You have flesh, blood, bones, cell, arteries, vein, heart, lungs, abdomen, brain, skull. Again, I can go on forever. All are material objects. We study and understand and manage the universe of material objects through the laws pertaining to materials, broadly known as material science and engineering. Vedic philosophy identifies this layer of the universe composed of material objects as Annamaya or the life-sustaining layer. Anna in Sanskrit stands for food or life-sustaining matter. The name Annamaya is rather obvious since the food, Anna, that sustains us comes from the earth and its material contents such as minerals, carbon, water, air, etc. Now, the second layer are the layer of living objects or Pranamaya. Seeds germinate leading to plants which yield fruits, and more seeds, which germinate, and so on. The life cycle continues. Worms, fish, animals, human are all born, grow, procreate, and sustain more of their species. The universe is a collection of all living beings. The life-sustaining force or energy in Sanskrit is prana. Yet we have a layer of the universe comprised of living beings. This layer is recognized as pranamaya, or layer of living beings. All that can grow are born, live, or die. We can study and learn and manage this layer, the living layer of the universe, through countless specialties under life sciences. It should be clear to anyone that in the universe, the layer of living beings, pranamaya, is a subset of the material layer, annamaya. Now we come to the third layer, the layer of the mind and the emotions that it creates. Human beings are a special subset of all living beings. Each of us is an individual, function through our body, mind, and intellect. Through this equipment, we perceive objects, we feel emotions leading to like and dislike, love, hate, needs, and wants, and they're all satisfied or not, happy, unhappy, angry, peaceful, etc. These are the qualities we experience as part of our life all the time, endlessly. We live a life of experiences governed by the duality of like, dislike, happiness, sorrow, and so forth. These are the dualities we experience in life. This is the subjective universe of action and reaction. This is the world of I, me, and mine, etc. There can be personal details such as my name, height, weight, health, family, race, religion, so on and so forth. In the subjective world, we experience and express ourselves as tranquil, turbulent, or inertial. This is also the world that comprises all fields of human endeavor: science, arts, music, education, sports, religion, politics, career, economics, culture, and so forth. So now we have a third way of looking at describing the universe as we know it. It's the layer of the human mind and its functions. This third layer is identified as Manomaya. The word Mano literally means mind. So Manomaya stands for the layer of the mind. Without the human and the mind, the description of the universe stops at the first two layers, the material layer and the layer of living beings. Even with the human mind, most of us stop at this layer of the universe, Manomaya, or the layer enabled by the mind. Now we come to the fourth layer, the layer of the intellectual being, the layer of the analytical person rooted in contemplation, analysis, and reasoning. This layer is also known as Vijnanamaya. Vijnanam in Sanskrit also means science or analytical reasoning. We all know and we all say, I know. Even a child states, I know. Everyone feels justified to claim, I know instinctively. This comes from our belief that we are individuals separate from each other. Each of us has a view on something, anything. Hence, I know. While most of us think I know, very few of us rarely take the time to think, what do I know? How do I know that? This inquiring mind leads us to the fourth layer of the universe, the layer of the probing mind, or the scientific layer, or Vijnanamaya. Vedic philosophy provides a very clear framework to understand and relate to I know. What do I know? How do I know that? And so forth. Is it also known to others? Is that known the same way for everyone? Or is it different? Why? We shall cover this in detail in a future video under the title of Cognitive Behavior Management. For now, to be brief, the analytical or scientific layer is enabled by objectivity and non-attachment. We are objective when we deliberate carefully between what we know or our true knowledge versus what we think we know, our bias, and what we really don't know, which our ignorance. We are also unattached in our thinking, reasoning, and analysis when we maintain a distance, a separation from the event and our analysis. For example, we can say, what is it that needs to be done, instead of simply saying, what am I doing? It is truly being a referee or a judge in all that we see, in all that we infer, conclude, and act upon. It's the basis for all scientific analysis. It's also the foundation for yoga. We have now, at this point, arrived at describing the universe in 4 layers. The layer of material objects, Annamaya, the layer of living beings, Pranamaya, the layer of emotionally charged persons, or Manomaya, the layer of analytical reasoning, the center human life, which is scientific layer, or Vijnanamaya. Now let us look at the 5th layer, the Anandamaya. Any one of us can at any time be at peace with the thought, my consciousness is part of Brahman, Prajnanam Brahma. My consciousness of being alive is part of Brahman, Prajnanam Brahma. Since Brahman is infinite and universal, I am an undivided, indivisible part of this universe. All the 4 layers we talked about, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, and Vijnanamaya, are all enabled by the same forces of nature. They may not be exactly identical forces, but they're all a collection of forces of nature that exist, enable these 4 layers. And those forces of nature are collectively known as Brahman. This self-awareness that I am Brahman, Aham Brahma, brings within me a peace, a joy. I'm never alone. I'm liberated, but I'm not isolated. This thought that I and the universe are inseparable, Tattvamasi, brings with me a spiritual growth, a connectivity with the enabler, the spirit, or the driving force. With this knowledge that I, you, everyone, and everything is Brahman, Sarvam Brahmamayam, all our thoughts and emotions that create divisions in our mind through the above 4 layers slowly disappear. We become liberated from all that constrain us. We become free from all that isolate and divide us into the above 4 layers. The state of mind or existence is the 5th layer, the layer of bliss according to Vedic philosophy. In scientific analysis and inquiry, researchers sometimes say we come to what's called a eureka moment through analytical reasoning or scientific inquiry. We truly find the phenomena behind that subject matter we're studying. We truly understand it. But the joy of undivided union with nature is different from the eureka moment of a scientist, even though there are many similarities. It is a state of mind that dwells in the true union with the nature, of which I, you, or anyone or anything is an indistinguishable part, like a drop of water in the ocean. As a material object, living person, human with our mind and its actions, and also as a reflective, analytical person, each of us are enabled by nature, and everyone and everything is undivided part of nature. That realization that we are undivided part of nature is the layer of bliss or Anandamaya. This joy cannot be described according to Vedic scriptures. It can only be experienced by the self. This is the 5th layer, metaphorically expressed as the layer of bliss, Anandamaya. The first 4 layers go through the constant changes like the waves on the ocean. The 5th layer, enabler of the other 4 layers, merely exists as a foundation or substratum like the deep ocean that supports the ocean waves. One can arrive at this knowledge or understanding of the 5 layers of the universe at the end point of sustained study. One can also gain this knowledge instinctively at the starting point as self-evident truth. Above is a simple and a profound understanding of all aspects of the universe composed of 5 layers, Pancha Kosha. It's a framework, a starting point for our study, comprehension, and understanding of anything. It's a simple basis. It's a framework. It's a simple basis for maintaining or managing equilibrium in all activities of life and living. We shall discuss this cognitive behavior management in a future session. Thank you very much. Hari Om.